بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. So today, um, the subject will be three things that we need to understand. The opener chapter, Surah Al-Fatiha, which I will explain it today, with my translation to it. And then we will dive into the devil. What is the devil? And what are the whispers? And then we will talk about a subject related to this world and the hereafter. So let's start with the first one. To understand the Fatiha, we need to understand the actual meaning of the words, because in Arabic, words are very specific and very um, amazing. And inshallah, in the future, if Allah allows me, I will show you a couple of things, maybe even Arabic speakers or native, Arabic speakers wouldn't have any idea that those words which we use every day means something totally different, but we conventionally use them in a certain way. And therefore, we need to understand the words and what they mean and their connection and what they aim for to understand the actual chapter. Also, according not only to the language, but to theology, what the Muslim believe, because we might get a word that in Arabic, for example, means three things, but two things of those three things are not suitable to be understood about Allah. They are regarding creatures. So then we go and take the third meaning, and that's how we understand it. So understanding the Quran has to do with understanding the language and at the same time understanding the intention behind the words. Because when you talk about creatures, some things work, but when you talk about the creator, some things may not work for the creator. For example, in the Quran, there is something which is Ar-Rahman, means Ar-Rahman, Allah, على العرش استوى. Upon the throne, he did what? Istiwa. Okay, what is istiwa? If you take the literal meaning, it means sitting down. But that doesn't rhyme with the creator at all. And the word istawa in Arabic has several meanings or several descriptions. One of them is sitting, but another meaning is that something is equal to something. Another one is that something is if you cook something, it's done. That's what stawa means. Another thing is means subduing and overcoming things. Okay, so and I think it reaches to 8 or 12 interpretations for the word. So which one rhymes with Allah, the Creator? Sitting? No. Absolutely not. Sitting is something done by the creatures, and hopefully later in the third stage we will understand all this. But you cannot say that about the creature. So, yes, we use the language, but because the language is very vast, you can take the meaning that rhymes with what should be said about the creator. So, that's what we're going to be doing today with the Surah Al Fatiha. Um, In the beginning, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Surah Al-Fatiha, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. B, and then Ism, and then Allah, and then Ar-Rahman, and then Ar-Rahim. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim translates to English with my translation by saying, by the name of Allah, the most merciful, the giver of mercy. Okay, by the name, Bismillah. Why do I say by the name of Allah and not in the name of Allah? Because there is huge difference between saying by something and in something. So, for example, you eat by the spoon, not in the spoon. You go to, to school or to work by car, by bus, not in the bus, in the car. Like by something means because of something, because of doing something or because of using something. So when we say by the name of Allah, it means because of the name of Allah. Because of the name of Allah, what? Ar-Rahman means the most merciful. And then Ar-Rahim means the giver of mercy. So both those names stems from the word mercy, but each one of them has a different meaning. But why do we say by the name of Allah? Means because of the name of Allah. I mean, where is the start of the word? Like you could say eating or allowed to eat because of the name of Allah, allowed to live because of the name of Allah. So where is the beginning of the actual word or the actual sentence? This was left for you to decide. So, for example, when you're eating, you say, by the name of Allah, means I am eating by the name of Allah. When you want to start studying, you say, by the name of Allah, means I am studying by the name of Allah, by the help of Allah, by the blessings of Allah, by the permission of Allah. Because you cannot say when you're drinking, for example, alcohol, by the name of Allah. It's not by the name of Allah because Allah didn't allow you to do it. So it's false. It's a lie when you say by the name of Allah. You do things by the name of Allah, the things that Allah allowed you to do. You get married by the name of Allah, you eat by the name of Allah, you live by the name of Allah, you protect yourself and your beloved ones and your country by the name of Allah. But you cannot be injustice by the name of Allah. You cannot do sins by the name of Allah. So you do things by the name of Allah, the things that Allah allowed you to do. So why the sentence doesn't start with a word? Because it's giving you the space to put the word that you're doing. So you're saying, as I said, eating by the name of Allah, um, studying by the name of Allah, moving from one place to one place by the name of Allah, lifting things by the name of Allah. And therefore, you see Muslims when they want to start eating, they say Bismillah, means by the name of Allah. When they want to start reading, they say Bismillah, means by the name of Allah. When they start the lectures, they say Bismillah. It means by the name of Allah, which means because of the name of Allah. Okay, so we know that it is by the name of Allah, and we know Allah is the creator, Allah is the God. But why then it mentioned by the name of Allah, then it said two names of mercy? Because Allah is saying to us, it's like a signaling to us that I have names of beauty, names of majesty, and names of perfection, but I'm going to start the Quran, I'm going to start my revelation to you by understanding a couple of things. First, it is by it's by my name. It's not by your power or ability. It's by my name. Everything is happening because of me. Means because of Allah, because of the Creator, not because of our power. Our power and our ability comes from Allah. Allah created in us. Therefore, it's not because of our power, it's because of Allah created the power in us, and therefore we are able to do things. That's what by the name of Allah means. So it's telling us that in the beginning, and it's telling us, okay, it's by the name of Allah. You can rely on me. Sorry, hold on. Okay. It's Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, it's because of me, and therefore you can rely on me. It wasn't because of you. I mean, when you were in the nothingness, when you haven't been created yet, what power and what ability you had. So who actually stemmed everything? Who actually started and initiated everything? It was the Creator, the one who is eternal, without a beginning. With the one without start, started everything. And because of that, things were going according to his will, and then the universe was created, and then you had your ancestors, then your mom and dad, and Allah made them fall in love with each other and meet with each other. And here you go. We have you right now. So it's because of Allah, not because of yourself. Even you, it's not because of you. It's because of Allah. So, because of that, you can rely on Allah. Because He's the one you relied on when you were nothing, and it's metaphorically relied on, because you wasn't able to rely on Him, and He was your alliance. So it's by the name of Allah, not by yourself. Allah, we know whose Allah is. We know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who created everything. But what is the relationship gonna be? I mean, we know that Allah is the great. Allah is the one who possesses everything beautiful. And then also Allah is the one who has the names of majesty, who can destroy everything, who can subdue everything. But what is the relationship gonna be like? That's for Allah said, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. Two names stems from the attributes of the mercy attributes, which actually um, means mercy. Why mercy? Because mercy is not like love. Mercy is more general than love. Means love and doing something because you love someone is because you love someone. Means if I love you, I will do services to you, I will take care of you. What if I do not love you? I won't do anything for you. But if you have mercy, then you will do good things to ones who you love and to ones who you do not love. That's what mercy. You don't need to love that person to do good things for them. So it stems from the word mercy because Allah wanna tell us that even if you feel I don't love you, even if you don't see the appearances that I love you, don't worry. I'll have mercy on you until you know that I love you. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves us. That's why He made us as believers. Otherwise, who would be able to attain belief in their hearts? Nobody. It's so vast and big virtue that Allah gave us, which is believing in Him. It's unattainable unless Allah puts it in the heart. And that's something wouldn't be known by people who were born as believers because it's there already. It is something very scarce, something very rare, and something very valuable that people who actually struggled and fall into pits and doubts and whatever, they would value what belief is. It's something very big. And from it, you can live a happy life. So Allah is telling you, okay, I love you. Even if you don't know that I love you, know that I will have mercy on you. So then why two words? Two words for assuring. To be assured, for assurance, then it's not only mercy, but mercy and mercy. It's like Allah is telling you, I'm going to surround you with mercy. It's not only from one side, it's from both sides, from the front, from your past, and from the future. From above and from below, from the right and from the left. I'm going to surround you with mercy. And that's why it's more than once, because it doesn't need to be repeated like 6 times for six, directions. Two are enough for you to understand from the inside and from the outside, as a whole and as a part. I will have mercy on you. I will envelop you with mercy. The relationship between me and you is built upon mercy. I will have mercy on you. So, by the name of Allah, the most merciful, that's the first one. Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. He himself is the most merciful. And then Ar-Rahim means the giver of mercy. It's like when you say, by the name of Allah, the alive, the giver of life. It's just an explanation because Ar-Rahman means he himself is Rahman. So as when you're saying the living, he himself is alive, and the alive is one of Allah's names. And then it's not only him that is alive, he is the one who gives life. The same thing here. Ar-Rahman, he himself is merciful, and Ar-Rahim is the one who gives mercy. Okay, let's go on. Then it says, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamd means praise. Praising means mentioning the virtues, mentioning the good attributes and the good descriptions and qualities. That's what praising means. It says here, Alhamdu, not hamd, not only praise, but all the praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. So He's not only the Lord of the humans, nor the Lord of the jinns, nor the Lord of the earth. He is the Lord of everything. All praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Then He again says, the most merciful, the giver of mercy. It's like He's again reassuring. Before He said, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, by the name of Allah, the most merciful, the giver of mercy. And then He said what? All praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. Okay, but what if I cannot actually, completely praise you? What if I am short-handed? What if I am unable to know everything you have done to praise you for everything? What if time is not enough to praise you? What if I'm busy? He is reassuring you again, telling you, again, I am the most merciful, the giver of mercy. So do not feel worried. The relationship between you and me is upon mercy. Then he says, Almighty, the honor of the world. Um, sorry, he says, like after all praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the most merciful, the giver of mercy, he says, the honor of the day of judgment. The honor of the day of judgment. Why the day of judgment? Because in this world, which we call dunya, this world we're living in right now, before we die, in this world, we do not see the unseen things, the hidden things. We do not see Allah. We do not see the revelation. We do not see the angels. We do not see the destiny. We do not see the hereafter. We see nothing here. This world, the relationship between us and Allah is based upon belief, based upon trusting the Prophet. The Prophet was, and his companions saw him, and their followers saw the companions, and so on and so forth. And we get here. We have heard the word, we have read the letter, and we said we believe. So we didn't see. That's what believe means. I mean, you cannot believe in your parents because you have seen your parents. You do not need to believe in them. You have seen them with your senses. But things you haven't seen, like for example, what happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, you didn't see them. You believe that they happened because of the news, because of the text. I mean, aside from how strong the actual narrative and things, but you believe that they happened, but you do not, you know, see them. The same thing. You believe in Allah. That's why we say the believers, the ones who believe, because you cannot see Allah. So who told you about Allah? I mean, you can discover Allah with your mind, but how would you know exactly what pleases Allah and what is truth and what is not? It is by belief. Okay, because we are in this very, very short world, which is the dunya, we believe. The believers then, in the hereafter, will enter to heaven, to paradise. Okay, but why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say the honor of the judgment day? Because everything there will be clear. Everything there will be seen. I mean, you still cannot see Allah there, but you probably will see the angels, you will see the jinns, you will see heaven, you will see hell, you will see things that so majestic. Still, you do not see Allah. So He's telling you, though you do not see me, I am the honor of the day of judgment. You will see the truth there. Things that you do not even see now. Things were unseen for you now, there will be seen for you. I mean, and I said something. I said, we will not see Allah in the day of judgment. We cannot comprehend Allah. But there is in the Quran that we will see Allah, but not with the eyes, but with the faces. What does that mean? I don't know. Until we go there, we will know. But Allah says, وجوه يومئذ ناظرة إلى ربها ناظرة. Faces who are green or like young to their lords looking. So we will see, but what are we going to see? How? I don't know. But here it says the honor of the day of judgment, because things will be clear there. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, it is you we worship and you we seek help from. What does that mean? Before, if you see the actual passage, you will see that by the name of Allah, the most merciful, the giver of mercy, all praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the most merciful, the giver of mercy, the owner of the day of judgment. It's like we're talking about someone who is not present. But starting from now, you see that the actual text is telling you to speak with Allah directly. It is you we worship and you we seek help from. It's like before, you're describing Allah and the relationship with Allah, but then now, from this point on, you're talking directly to Allah. That's what the Quran is telling you to do. You're saying, إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ. It is you we worship and you we seek help from. It's like Allah is present and He is present. And you're talking to Him, you're telling Him, you we worship. We follow your commands, we follow what your will, what you want us to do. And you who we seek help from, it is you. We're not saying, oh Allah, we ask from Allah, we ask from the Lord. No, it is you we worship and you who we seek help from. Now the conversation is directed to Allah, directly. Then we say, or what's mentioned in the Quran, guide us to the straight path. Okay, what is the straight path? Then it says that the path of whom you showed favor upon. And who are they? I just mentioned that. Those are the ones that Allah put belief in their heart. They believe in Allah. They believe in the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam. They believe that there are angels even though they didn't see them. They believe in the revelation. I mean, a person would say and argue, we saw the books, so how do we believe in the books? Yes, you saw the result of the book, but have you seen when the book were revelated to the prophets? No. But you believe in them. Yes, you're a believer. So it says, whom you showed favor upon, means those who have you gifted believe in their hearts, not those whom you are angry with, nor the lost ones. Okay, what is the difference? The difference between the ones who are Allah angry with and the ones who are lost is huge. The ones who are Allah angry with are those who knows the truth and then intentionally covers it, hide it. And that's what the word kafir means. And I don't know, I mean, Arabic is before English, I think, hopefully. And so the word cover and kafar are the same. Al-kafir or kafar means the one who hides things, the one who actually makes things invisible or cover them. And it's exactly the same as cover, phone cover, book cover. So kafara is the same as cover. Why that was mentioned as a description for the ones who Allah is angry with? Because they purposely and intentionally covered the truth. They knew, they have certainty that Allah is the true God and the Prophet Muhammad is his messenger and that the Quran is the book, and they covered it. Means they just denied it. They just said that, okay, it's not the truth. They covered the truth with lies. That therefore lying is big sin because lying is what stems from it kufr. Because how would you cover the truth by lying? And that's exactly what lying is. You're covering the truth. So why Allah is angry with them? Because they purposely, intentionally cover the truth with lies. The lost ones are the ones who doesn't know. They do not intentionally cover the truth, they're just lost. And the ones who actually intentionally and purposely cover the truth with false and lies are the kafirs, are the ones who are Allah never gonna forgive them in the day of judgment. They are the ones who will stay in hell because they on purpose intentionally cover the truth with lies. And the name mu'min means believer in English. In Arabic, it means the truthful one. It has this meaning too, the one who actually is truthful. Al-mu'min. So I'm going to read it again. By the name of Allah, the most merciful, the giver of mercy, all praise be to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the most merciful, the giver of mercy, the honor of the day of judgment. It is you we worship and you we seek help from. Guide us to the straight path, the path of whom you showed favor upon, not those whom you are angry with, nor the lost ones. This is Surah Al-Fatiha. This is the opener chapter. Why it was called the opener? I mean, because it's the opener. It's the thing that opens to you the Quran. What is the first verse of the opener? It is Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim is considered a verse. That's how it was revelated. It revelated as a verse of it. So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim has what? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim has Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We know it's by Allah. We know it's by Him. But who is He? What is His description? Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, the most merciful, the giver of mercy. That's how Allah opened His words, opened the Quran. That's how it was opened for us. This is the key. And this is the difference between a Muslim who understands the religion and an extremist Muslim is that an extremist Muslim enters without the key, but a good Muslim enters to the Quran with its key. So always, like, open your palm, put Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim in it and close it and enter to the Quran. Understand the Quran by the name of Allah, the most merciful, the giver of mercy. Not by the name of Allah, the, you know, punishment taker, the great. That's not how Allah showed us to understand the Quran. That's not the key. So how you open the Quran? By the name of Allah, the most merciful, the giver of mercy. Put extreme emphasis on this when reading the Quran. Always understand the Quran with the mentality of mercy. That's how the Prophet was sent, a mercy to the whole world. We have sent you, but nothing but a mercy, but as a mercy. That's what Allah says in the Quran, describing the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Allah says about him, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Means we have sent you nothing but as a mercy to the worlds. So the key to the Quran is by the name of Allah, the most merciful, the giver of mercy. This is Al-Fatiha. We don't have much time left because I don't want it to be very, very long. We still have two things to talk about, which will take only one lesson, the next lesson. But regarding what I said here, do you have any questions? Please do. Ask me if you have any.
I don't have.
Perfect. All good? Cool. Okay. We will meet inshallah in the next lesson, the final lesson in the stage one, then we will move on to stage two. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.